this lesson, we'll be dividing monomials. By the end of the lesson, you should be able to simplify expressions involving the quotient of monomials and simplify expressions containing negative integers. So quotient of powers, so we're dividing numbers that have exponents. So we divide monomials that have the same base. They must have the same base, and you subtract the exponents. So you always subtract the numerator from the denominator. So a to the 6th divided by a to the 2nd is a to the 6th minus 2, which is a to the 4th. Why does this work? If we take 4 times 4 times 4 times 4 times 4, and we divide it by 4 times 4 times 4, you would cancel out the two that are the same because that equals 1, and we would be left with 4 squared. A power of a quotient, so that means we're taking something that's dividing, we're taking the whole thing to a power. So just like our order of operations, we have to do exponents first. So we distribute that power to the numerator and the denominator. So in this example, we would take 3 and we multiply it by 4, that gets a to the 12th, and then 3 times 1, which is 3 to the a to the 3rd, and then we're dividing, so we subtract. Numbers to the 0 power. Any number raised to the power of 0 is 1. So 3 to the power of 0 is 1. A to the power of 0, 1. 134, a cubed, b to the 6th, c cubed, g to the 5th, all raised to the power of 0 is 1. So notice that we have negative 6 to the power of 0. That's 1. But if we have negative 6 to the power of 0, that would be negative 1. So negative exponents are just reciprocals. We never have something that's in their simplified answer that has a negative exponent. So a to the negative 5, the reciprocal is 1 over a to the 5th. 3 to the negative 3 is 1 over 3 to the 3rd, which then is 1 to the 27th. If we have a to the negative 2, the reciprocal of that is 1 over a squared, and then d to the negative 4, see how the negative's at the bottom? So then the reciprocal of that is d to the 4th. So we have negative exponents. 5 to the negative 2 would be 1 over 5 squared, which is 1 over 25. 1 over 3 to the negative 2, if we flip that over, the reciprocal, it would be 3 squared, which is 9. We have a to the negative 7, that becomes 1 over a to the 7th. And on the bottom, b to the negative 2, that becomes b squared over 1. Quotient of powers, so this one we're just subtracting. So we have m to the 7th minus m to the 1st. So that's m to the 6th, and then n to the 5 minus 2 is 3. So that's m to the 6th, n to the 3rd. Here we have k to the 8 over k to the 3rd, that's k to the 5th. And then we have 2 minus 5, that's negative 3. So if it's a negative exponent, we move it to the bottom. So it will be k to the 5th over s to the 3rd. In this case, see how the 3 is a base, because it's the 3 raised to a power. So that is 3 to the 4th over 3 squared. 4 minus 2 is 2. A to the 8th over a to the 5th, which is 8 minus 5, that's a to the 3rd. And b to the 3rd over b to the 1st, that's 3 minus 1. So we get a squared, which is, or 3 squared, which is 9. A to the 3rd, b to the 2nd. Okay, with coefficients. Now notice how this is different than this one. This one, the 3 was used as a base. And in this one, the coefficients are like we always have. They're just, you think about 4 over 16 the way you always have it. So if you had 4 over 16, you would simplify that to 1/4. P to the 3rd minus 8 is p to the negative 5th. So p to the 5 goes on the bottom. Q to the 2nd minus 5 is q to the negative 3rd. So that also goes on the bottom. So 1 goes on the top. 4 goes on the bottom, p to the 5th, q to the 3rd. 32 over 8, so we simplify that first, that's 4. We have x to the 8 minus 5, that's x to the 3rd. And then x to the 1 minus 3, that's negative 2, which means it goes on the bottom. 8, that's only coefficient. X to the 5th, but these x to the 0 and y to the 0, those are just 1. So that's 8 x to the 5th, y to the 5th divided by 1, which is just 8 x to the 5th, y to the 5th. Powers of a quotient, this is the one you have to distribute. So we have b to the 2nd raised to the power of 4. So when it's the power of, you multiply, so that's b to the 8 over 4 times 1 is 4, so b to the 4th, so b to the 8 over b to the 4th would be b to the 4th. So this is m to the 3rd, n to the 12th, divided by m to the 9th, n to the 3rd. Then we simplify. 3 minus 9 is negative 6, so it goes on the bottom. 12 minus 3 is 9, it goes on the top. This one, the coefficients we do like we always have. 2 squared is 4, b to the 8th, c to the 4th. On the bottom, 4 squared is 16, b to the 6th, c to the 2nd. And then we subtract. So we have b to the 4, b to the 8th, c to the 4th, divided by 16, b to the 6th, c to the 2nd. We first simplify the coefficients, so that would be 1/4. 8 minus 6 is 2, 4 minus 2 is 2. So any number to the power of 0 equals 1. When do you change a number to its reciprocal? When there's a negative exponent.